Hello and welcome to the second episode of Streamerbot Tips number 2. Today we're going to be talking about how to create actions. If you haven't watched the last episode, which was going through the setup of Streamerbot, I would recommend going through that video first. If you've already got Streamerbot set up and you want to learn how to use actions, then this is the video for you. So what we can do is we should set up our OBS. If you've already got your OBS set up for all your sources, then I would recommend skipping this portion until further on in the video. So what I want to do is actually I'm going to create a scene called memes. So I'll be playing some memes in there. But it's also going to be what is called a nested scene. If you don't know what a nested scene is, it is essentially a scene within a scene within a scene, etc., etc. That's why it's called a nested scene. Here's Johnny. So we're gonna actually play this in our OBS. So if I move that over, actually, let me move that, and then I can drop it down in here. There we go. We've got our Johnny showing up. It does say Johnny MP4, so you can press F2 on your keyboard to rename it and then just delete the MP4 if you want. If I turn it off and then play it again and just pause it, so we got this nasty green color, and what we want to do is go into our filters and click on, you right click filters and then click on chroma key, click on OK and select the key color type as green, and then there you go, all good. So if we go transform, flip it horizontal, there you go. He's now facing this way. So awesome. So we have our Johnny scene playing. At the moment, he's not. You got no audio at the moment because I haven't got it to output on our monitoring. Let me do this actually. So if I right click and then go to advanced audio properties, now we've got a whole list here, and you click on Johnny on the audio monitoring and then click on monitor and output. Close that, and then you can see if we start playing this. Here's Johnny. Here's Johnny. So now what we can do is we can go into our actions and then right click and select add, and then we want to call it, let's call it Johnny, and you want to actually group all your actions that you create. So I'm going to call this memes hyphen videos, and default queue, we don't need to go into queues right now, and that's the action created. Now we have sub actions, and this is what we're going to be doing, is telling Streamerbot what to do on OBS. So we're going to right click on our sub actions, and then on add action we want to scroll down and go down to OBS. And you'll see down here, it will say source visibility state. And then it will tell you, okay, connection is to your OBS main. And then the scene, which is memes. So you can see we've got the NS memes. And then we have Johnny. And it says state is visible. And you can actually test it to see if it works. Here's Johnny. So if you click on OK, it should play it. But we haven't assigned a command to it yet, so we will do that later. However, there's one issue we've got, is that now we've got that, we need to tell it to not play it anymore. So what you can do is you can say copy action, right click, and then paste, and then double click on the last one, and then just change the state to hidden. So there you go. So now let's edit this, and so you can see it's on now. And then if we click on test, it's now off. However, the issue is we got here now is that we have it playing the source and then it's actually turning it off at the same time. So we actually have to give it a delay before it actually starts turning the source off. And this is where we need to right click, add action, and we're going to have to create what is called a delay. And the delays are done via milliseconds. So you have to, if you want to do 2 seconds, you have to do 2000 milliseconds. So let's give it, how long, let's check to see how long it lasts for. So if we click on that, here's Johnny. So it typically lasts about 1 second. So I'm going to give it a delay of 2 seconds, 2000 milliseconds, and then click on OK. Then we've got to move the delay up. So what you can do is you can left click, hold and drag, or the one thing I like to do is hold Control on your keyboard and press up, and then there it is. It's between the sources. So now Streamerbot will now play the source, wait 2 seconds, and then turn it off. That's it. That's your action done. So what we can do now is go into our commands on this tab here, and we can right click, add, and then we can create ourselves a command. So let's do !Johnny as the command. We can say the location is start or exact or anywhere. So you can have it play anywhere, but I like to keep it at start. You can give it a group. So you can say, call it a group, memes, videos, and then we want to select the action. So if you click on action and then click on Johnny, there you go. We've got Johnny right there. We also want to untick ignore bots because for me, I don't know if this will happen for you, but for me, it actually does ignore me myself. So I always just untick that button there. And then you've also got the permissions tab here. So on the permissions, you can say grant type is allow, and then everyone is allowed to basically play this. So if you want only subscribers to play this clip, then you just click on subscribers, click on the arrow, and then you've got subscribers. So let's take that back. Let's make it for everyone. You also have a cooldown action, which you can create, which you can actually create actions based on the cooldown, but we're not going to do that. You can also create a global cooldown. So we can say, like, let's say we can give it 12 seconds, but nah, let's not give a cooldown. And then click on OK, and that's it. You've got your first action all ready and set up. So if I type !Johnny in chat, it will now play it, and then it'll turn it off. There we go. It's just that simple. So there's also one thing that I can show you is that in Streamerbot, you can actually create channel points within Streamerbot. So you don't have to go onto Twitch and create your channel points via there. Now you'll notice that I've got some channel points here, but then there's these 3 channel points that I've created, and for some reason they are highlighted in purple, and that's because I did not create these channel points in Streamerbot. So Streamerbot cannot do anything with it. It can only just put it in a group, and that's it. So you can see that on the tab it says owned, and it doesn't own it. However, with all these other ones, so say if I say first pick your Dr. Pepper, I created this within Streamerbot, and this allows me to be able to manage the channel point with my actions, etc. So if you wanna make use of Streamerbot, you're gonna have to create all your channel points within Streamerbot. So what we want to do is we want to create a channel point based on Johnny. So if I click on add, right click on add, and then say Johnny, and then I can give it a cost. So let's give it 10 coins or channel points, and you can say user input required as well. You can tick that box, but then what we can do is we can just give it an action, select Johnny, we can put it in a group, which I'm not going to do for now, and then click on OK, and then you see we have Johnny right there. So now if I go onto my Twitch right here and then click on the channel point, you'll see it's new. I can click on that and click on redeem, and it should. Well, let me try that again. Let me click on that again. Left click. There you go. We've got Johnny. So there's also one thing I want to do for this video is to create a lurk command and have an action to show the person who redeemed the command or typed the command to have their profile picture show up, appear, and then disappear. So that is something you can actually do in Streamerbot, and I'm going to do it for this video. So let's go into Streamerbot. Well, actually, no, let's go back into OBS. Sorry, can't make up my mind. Let's add and create a new browser source, and let's say create user profile pic. So you're going to have to use a browser source for this. To be able to get a user's profile pic, you're going to have to use a browser source. So if we give it a width of 300 and a height of 300, which is the default, and then click on OK, you can leave the URL as it is because it will get changed later on with Streamerbot. Click on OK, and then there you go. You've got your browser source right there. So if we go into Streamerbot and let's create a new action called Lurk, and then we can give this group, we can call it, I don't know, interactive. So we create that action. What we want to do is we want to go and fetch the information from the person who has typed in chat. Right click, add action, and then if you go onto Twitch, you'll see there is an option to say get user info for target. Here we go. Now if we click on that, we want to say source type is user because it's the user that's typed it, and then voila. The next thing we want to do is we want to right click, we want to add the image to the browser source. So we can go add action, go to OBS, and then we can say, where is it? Set browser source URL. And you can see it got user pic. Now we don't know what the URL is for their profile picture. So one good thing about Streamerbot is the variables, the global variables. So if you go to Streamerbot, Streamer.bot, you can actually click on the wiki and it will take you to this section where you can get all the variables for Streamerbot. Now, if we click on variables down here and then scroll down, you'll see a section that says get user info for target. Now, the one that we want is the profile image. So you can see target user profile image. So if I click on that, double click on that, right click, copy. I'm sure you guys know how to copy by now. And then go back into Streamerbot. And then we want the URL. But as you can see down here, if I zoom in a little bit, you can use variables in the source. For example, percentage target user profile image URL percentage. Percentage is a way for you to define what the variable is. If we do percentage and then paste the content and then the text and then the percentage again, that is it. Now we can click on test, but it's not going to work because it's not it's saying it's not a valid URL, but it is. Don't worry, it is. It's just it doesn't know it yet. And then we want to click on OK. So if we now click on a command and then right click add, we can now create a command called Lurk, and then I'm not going to give it a group at the moment, and then just give it Lurk, and then ignore bot account, and then just leave everything default. That's all you need to do. So if I click on OK, that's all good. If I go into my stream here, well, actually, what I want to do is I want to go into my OBS to just see if it works. So if I show both of those at the same time, and if I do exclamation mark Lurk, it shows my image. How amazing is that? Now, what I want it to do is I actually want it to show up. So I actually want it to have it to appear there, and then I just want it to pop out and then go back in. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to have to get a plugin which is called the Move Transition plugin. And if you go onto this site here, Move Transition, you can see you can download the Move Transition, and that allows you to move sources and scenes into your OBS. So if I click on download, and you can choose the installer, but I'm going to choose the zip file so that I can actually put it on my portable version. So if I open the file that I have just downloaded, you can see that it's got data and OBS plugins. If you've got the installer and you just have a normal version of OBS installed, then you don't really need to go through this. Just run the installer, click next, and then you're good. But for me, I'm going to have to do it portably. So portably? I don't know. Portable? I got a portable version of OBS. So sorry, I can't speak English. So I want to drag and drop these onto my OBS portable, and you can see that it's going to say, okay, thank you, all done. But I'm going to have to close my OBS now for the changes to take effect. So if I close my portable version of OBS, and then go back to my OBS portable, which is here. If I double click on that, it should open up. We've got that lovely picture of me. But you should see that when I click on my filters on the scene and I click on ads, oh, there's the WebSocket that's popping up, by the way. You can see that there is a move source, a move value, and a move transition override. But what we want is move source. So we can call this. So we're going to need two move sources. We're going to have one that goes back to its default state and one that goes to appear. We can call this Lurk profile picture, PFP for short, and say default state, or you can call it reset. So we want to give it that. And what we can do is we can actually move. I want to actually shorten it a little bit so that it's actually a little bit smaller. And then move it over here. Now, if I click on the source and then select user profile, it will get the transform for my profile pic. So if I move my picture there and then click on the eye icon, it will move right there. But I can also change the duration on how long it'll take. So by default, it's 300 milliseconds. So if I edit that and say 600, and then I can just move this anywhere and click on that, it will now move a lot slower. Now what I can do is I can duplicate this and then call it move. Yeah, just normal name move. And then I can move this to show it a little bit out. And I can also maybe right click and transform, edit transform, and I can just maybe rotate it a little bit so that it rotates just a tiny little bit. So if I give it -10, just, so that it just tilts, it just looks more nicer. And then click on close. And then I can say get transform there. And as you can see, we've got it there. So if I click on default, it will move. And if I click on Lurk, move, it will move there. Now in Streamerbot, you have to tell it to click on, to first click on this and then click on that. But what I like to do in OBS is I like to actually just set it so that at the bottom, when you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you can say next move, and you can tell it next move, I want you to go back to the default state. So now if I click on move, it'll do that and then go back. But that's a little bit quick. So I think we want it to kind of stay out a little bit and then go back in after a few seconds. So that's where we have to give it an end delay, and we can give it, say, an end delay of 400 milliseconds. So there, if we click on that now, you'll see it'll stay there for a little bit longer and then go back in. Maybe let's give it about 800. How about that? So then if I click on that, it stays there a lot longer. So there we go. We've got our browser source set up. Now, if we go into Streamerbot, and this is where we actually have to start adding more to our sub actions, we're going to have to say, click on add action, and then we're going to have to tell it to play the filter that's in that scene. So now there's two different versions. There is a source filter, which is the filter that we applied on the source, or the scene filter. So we actually played the filter on the scene. So we had to click on set scene filter state. So we've got memes and then Lurk default. And then what we want to do is click on that and then say move. And then click on OK. And then there you have it. We've got that all set up. So now if I click on this, no, wrong one. I click on this, click on close, and then say exclamation mark Lurk. There we go. And that's how simple it is on Streamerbot. Now you can play around more with variables and other certain animations and commands, but that's just the basics of creating actions. That's all I got for today. But I will definitely have more up in stock for you in the next video. I'm thinking about actually creating what is called a welcome message, where someone starts typing something in chat and their picture and their message actually shows up on your OBS scene. So definitely stay tuned for that. But until then, have a great one. Have a good evening, and I shall see you later. And don't forget to follow me on Twitch. I stream on Twitch every weekend. So twitch.tv/Zemaxi. And also, don't forget, if you like this video, click on like and subscribe. And until then, have a great one.